Hi everybody, welcome back. I hope you're doing really well. For today's video I am doing yet another recreation of a picture I posted on Instagram. I feel like I just do it the wrong way around. I'll just post the picture and then if enough people ask for it I'll film it. So I'll be recreating a makeup look that I posted, I think it was last week or something. Very big dramatic black wing. I'm going to be using the Vieve eye ones for because I did promise you all that I would film a video with them. So yeah, so before we get into the makeup, for today's video I'm working with Skillshare again. I've spoken about Skillshare so many times before on my channel and they're just a company that I absolutely adore. If you don't know already, they are an online learning platform for creatives. A really wide range of creative online courses. So you've got things from like illustration, photography, fine art, there's so much on there. I always share with you lot the courses that I've been enjoying recently and why I love them. I'll leave like a little video on here of the course that I've been really enjoying lately. Which is Combining Lettering and Illustration by Liz Kohler-Brown. But of course I am preparing to go back to work now, which is really exciting, but it's definitely one of those things that I really need to like get back into the routine of drawing all the time and stuff. And this course just really stood out to me. I think it was because of like the pink and red that she was using, and I've said this like a million times, but pink and red in like anything graphic design is just my favourite thing in the whole world. Work is just absolutely beautiful and I love how she uses like really cool, very like sort of funky script with really cool little illustrations, which is definitely something I want to do a little bit more in my tattooing. Yeah, I really enjoyed that, but yeah, like I say, there's so much on there for everything. So Skillshare very kindly given me a link as well, which I will leave in the description down below, where the first 1,000 people to click that will get a free premium membership, meaning you've got access to all the courses on there, which is amazing. And then after that, it's only around $10 a month, which is under £10 in the UK. So yeah, I will leave the link to that down below. Massive thank you to Skillshare for working with me as always. Absolutely love you guys. And yeah, let's get into some makeup. Get my hair out of the way. First thing that I'm going to use is the XX Revolution Bright Light Primer. I've used this every time I've done makeup recently and I do really love it. Kind of remind me of the NARS Radiance Primer, which I used to absolutely love. So yeah, it just gives a really nice glow to the skin. For foundation, I'm going to use the KVD Good Apple Foundation. This is a shade medium 027. I'm going to use a slightly softer kind of tapered foundation brush. This is a Lottie London one. And I just take like a really small amount of that. As I said when I spoke about this in my favourites video, it is a very full coverage foundation, but only if you use it in that way. So I do find that using a slightly softer brush with it, you still get that really beautiful full coverage, but it doesn't feel as heavy on the skin. I do still really want my skin to look like skin. Obviously the focus is going to be a lot on the eyes anyway. I do love with a slightly grungier eye to have a little bit more of like almost a kind of undone, very natural base makeup. I feel like the contrast of the two is just really nice. So applying a really small amount of this just to kind of even things out and just give me a nice base to work with, but I don't want to kind of lose that skin look. So next up, I'm going to use the Too Faced Born This Way concealer. This is the shade Light Beige. I'm just going to use that underneath my eyes and in the centre of my face, just to add a little bit more brightness. I'm going to use that same brush to buff that in. I also like, because this is quite a yellowy toned concealer, it does add a really nice amount of brightness. Just crazy like how much concealer everyone used to wear. Like, do you remember when everyone used to see like a massive, really white like triangle of concealer? And I feel like we all got to a point where we were like, do we need this much? I just evened everything out a little bit more and just added a tiny little bit more coverage and brightened up underneath my eyes, but still looks very natural. To warm up my skin, I'm going to take the Iconic London Sheer Bronze. This is in the shade Caramel Glow. I'm going to pop some dots of that in the areas that I want to bronze. It's really sheer down, so I know that probably looks like quite a lot, but it does go down to just a really nice sheer colour. And yeah, I'm just going to start buffing that in. So easy to work with, like literally just doing that. It's just all gone. So I did speak about these in my favourites video, and then I went to try and link it and I couldn't find them anywhere, and normally when that happens it means that things are unreleased and I wasn't supposed to be showing it. Probably going to get in trouble, but they're really nice. I'm moving on to blush. I'm going to use the Vieve blush in the shade Pesca. This is the most beautiful colour ever. I'm going to apply that all over my cheeks. I'm going to go for a little bit more of a blushy rather than bronzy look. I really love the way that a really nice peachy blush looks with a really heavy black eye. I feel like there's something about that that just, I don't know, speaks to me. eyes become like the main focus, you kind of feel like you lose everything else a little bit. So I'm going to leave it like this for now, and then at the end, if I do feel like I want to come back and add more, I feel like that always just works a little bit easier for me. So next up, I'm going to add my freckles on using the Lottie London Freckle Tint. I'm going to do quite a lot of freckles just to kind of give that very natural, nothing says natural like a massive black wing. Add a tiny little bit of highlight. Take the About Face Light Lock highlight fluid. This is the shade Shaken or Stirred. I'm going to take the tiniest little bit of this just to add a little bit more glow. You like the foundation and that bronzer already have a really nice like natural glow in them, so I'm just going to add a little bit more. Oh, that highlight is so amazing. Just building up that really wet, glassy skin look. The contrast of like a really wet look skin with very matte black eye is just delicious. So I'm pretty sure that's it for skin. Really, really simple and easy. This is kind of my everyday skin anyway. I kind of do this skin with no matter what eye I'm doing. I feel like it sort of just works with everything. But yeah, I'm going to zoom you in and move on to eyes. This is the fun part. So for the eye look, I'm going to be using 2 of the Vieve eye wands. I'm going to start out with the shade Vanilla. I think this is the lightest one, yeah. And I'm going to use this as a kind of base all over my eye. Because the bit that I'm leaving out of the liner, I want to be quite bright and quite contrasty. So I'm literally just, you can obviously do this really messy. And then just taking my finger, I'm just kind of blending it all the way up. Blend it out quite far because obviously the wing is going to be coming out quite far. And there we go, that just creates a really nice base for everything to stick onto. When I'm doing like quite a big dramatic look, I tend to map it out first quite softly and then just go crazy from there. So with the shape of this, you can do kind of whatever shape you want. Originally when I did this look, I was actually going to be doing the, you know, like the cool Bella Hadid look when she had that sort of like rounded thing and then she had like that silver, I think it was silver. But then I got this far and I thought actually it looks quite cool like that, so I left it. So yeah, that's the story of my thought process. People take it really high, but my eyebrows are obviously quite thick and they come down quite fast, so I've got limited space in that area, so yeah, just do whatever sort of fits your eye shape. So I'm going to take the black Vieve eye wand, this is the shade Raven, and I'm going to take a small angled brush and literally just taking some of that off of there. Okay, and then I'm going to do my best to talk while doing this, but this is just like absolute stealth mode. So obviously the liner goes all the way underneath as well, so you can sort of start there. I tend to sort of start here and then just sort of go up. So I'm just drawing a line all the way up. Obviously I've done mine quite like high angled. I'm going to take it pretty much to the end of my eyebrow, maybe a tiny bit past. So you can go from that side, but I prefer to start from the other end and then they sort of just end up together. So with this bit I went slightly above like my crease, kind of looking into it, kind of straight on. So you can obviously see like where your crease will sit when your eyes are open. I know it looks absolutely crazy at this point and you do just kind of think, how is that ever going to look cool? But trust me, trust me. Sort of wind it up so I've got enough of an edge, and I'm just going to start kind of filling in. Obviously you've got to be a little bit careful doing this. Yeah, I kind of just use a mixture of going back in with a brush and then drawing things directly on. And then just bringing that bit in. I'm going to take a shadow in a little while and sort of soften everything anyway. So I'm just using this black now to kind of get the base on. And then what I actually did was I did have some along my lash line. Kind of created like a wing sort of shape, just to give a bit of definition to your lashes. And then there we go. I tend to think once you've sort of cut it all in, like kind of like painting a wall really, you can go in just with this and just sort of start building up that blackness. So yeah, I kind of did it into about there. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a black eyeshadow. This is from the old Urban Bible palette, but you can use like literally whatever black. And I'm just taking a really small flat brush, start kind of softening those edges. Ah, why do I do that in every video? Ooh. And there we go, that's kind of all I did. It looks so weird when it's just like this, but in the end it kind of all makes sense. Now we're going to do that underneath. So I'm going to do kind of similar thing, just taking another really small brush and getting quite a lot of that Vieve product on there. I think I literally just kind of smoked it the whole way along. It's like this, I know they look so scary, but once you've done it, you're like, oh, actually you can be so messy with this. I know like looks like this do look so scary. You think we're just naturally so scared of doing things wrong. But at the end of the day, it's just makeup and it's fun. And what I always do when I kind of try a new look or something, I tend to try it the first time, like before I get in the shower or at night, before I'm going to take my makeup off. I feel a hair somewhere, I'm not enjoying that. I always try new looks before I get in the shower at night. You don't even need to have like any base makeup on, nothing needs to be perfect, but it just getting it out of the way that first time and being like, oh, actually that worked, that didn't work. If you've done it once, it doesn't feel as daunting. So yeah, I always recommend just giving it a try when you know you're about to take your makeup off. For some reason, even though we all know makeup's going to come off, it just takes that pressure off when you're like, oh, I'm taking it off in a minute anyway. Smoking that down quite low, and then I'm going to take a black liner. This is the Too Faced Killer Black liner. And trust me, this is one of them looks you're going to have black eye bogies for like a week after, but it's just the way it is, I'm afraid. I'm just taking this was clean, but obviously I used it the other day for this look. But just taking like a clean brush, I sort of just go underneath. The eye ones just blend so nicely, even though they're like a really interesting formula because they do set down and they don't feel like wet or like they're gonna move, but they kind of blend all the time. Like even now, these are fully set down, and they're still blending really nicely. So yeah, they're like a really interesting formula. They're so nice. Sort of softening all the edges up. You can just sort of soften wherever you want. You can make the end of that wing as soft or harsh as you want. I think I'm actually gonna, I'm gonna round it off a little bit more, I think. Yeah. So just really lightly sort of softening it. I'm gonna round it a little bit more. Just a little bit more like the sort of Bella Hadid shape. Ooh, hoo, hoo, hoo. Isn't it so weird? This is me and this is also me. Kind of strange. Lashes. I'm obviously going to go for like a super chunky lash because you can get away with it. So I'm going to take the NARS Climax mascara and I'm just going to really, really layer that up. Obviously having that like nice little window empty there, you can still see your lashes, so everything still looks really cute. I'm going to do my bottom lashes at the end just because I don't have any waterproof mascaras and I don't want it to kind of print before we're done. But I'm just going to do the other eye off camera really quick and then I'll be back. Oh, there we go. Eyes are all done. I just love this eye look. Like as soon as you put it on, you feel really like, don't look at me. I'm going to put some mascara on my bottom lashes now and then we are kind of done with the eyes. We have a little bit of hair here that always goes blonde. Put my fringe like back in place and then see, messy hair just looks so good once you've got makeup on. Like in the morning this looks tragic and then as soon as you do your makeup it kind of looks cool. The eyes are all done, super drama, we love it. Moving on to lips, I'm going to take the KKW Beauty lip liner in Nude 1.5. And I'm going to do like a similar thing to what I did in my last makeup video where I kind of drew like a bit more of a Cupid's bow on. I just like it like with this hair and makeup. Kind of very like 80s disco, you know. But I'm going out with Madonna. Take the Vieve Modern Matte Lipstick in the shade Treasure. This is one of my favourite nude lipsticks pretty much ever now. And I'm just going to apply a small bit of that in the middle. I just had it. I like trying to talk and do this. It makes so much sense. I'm just going to apply a little bit more mascara. This is the Benefit Their Real Magnet one. Just now that my lashes have dried down, I feel like I can kind of build them up a little bit more. Redefine those couple of little Wings. So there we go, that is the finished look. We need to walk the dog in a minute. Park are not ready for me. They're not. They're really, really not. There we go, that is the finished look. I absolutely love this look. I just think it's so fun. It just makes you feel really like groovy. Also, can we actually believe that this is my natural hair? I've spent probably 10 years like straightening my hair every day, bleaching it. I was just convinced it was never ever going to be curly again. I had a lot of questions about my hair on my Instagram recently, and I posted a story yesterday saying that I'm actually getting my hair cut and kind of like recoloured in, I think it's like 3 weeks or something. Actually having it cut into like a better sort of version of like a shag cut, which will hopefully like encourage the curls a little bit more. So yeah, once that's all done, then I'm going to film a video about what I've been doing to my hair, like my natural curls back and stuff. So yeah, that is the finished look for today's video. I hope you enjoyed this. As always, all the products that I've used today will be linked in the description down below, as well as the Skillshare Premium membership link. Massive thank you to Skillshare for working with me on today's video, and thank you so much to all of you for watching this. I love you all so much, and I will see you all very soon. Love you.